Guys, this is Mohammad Rahim and today we will, as we have started already a channel for the English everyone, and so today we will discuss from the very basic discussion and the very basic concept, that is the language. Here when it comes to define the language, so we have the multiple theories regarding the language. Some of the linguistics define language in a different way, other linguistics define the language in a different way. Similarly, very simple definition that we can found for the language is the source of communication. Language is source of communication. Here when we say that the language is the source of communication, we have to deal with the communication, that what is the basically communication, what is communication. So simply when we say that what is the communication, communication does mean to convey the message from one person to another person. So it can be of verbal and non-verbal. We have already made it clear that the communication means to convey the message from one person to another person, and we have the two types of the communication. Communication can be the verbal and can be the non-verbal. When it comes to the verbal communication, it includes spoken and the written one. Whatever is being spoken or written, that is the part of the verbal communication. And when it comes to the non-verbal communication, it requires all the things, like we have the gesture, posture, that we can say that these are the parts of our body language. So the body language in terms of the gestures and postures is entirely included into the non-verbal communication. However, whatever is being spoken by somebody or whatever is written by some person, that both of the written and spoken forms are the forms of the verbal communications. Apart from the spoken and the written, whatever comes through which we communicate is called the non-verbal communication. So simply we had the discussion on the language, and later when we are going to study, we are supposed or obliged to study the language, because English is also a language. It is taught as the subject, but basically it is the language. So when it comes to learn any sort of the language, there are the two major, you can say, genres, kinds, are the two major things that we have to deal with. One of those is the linguistics and other one is the literature. Talking about the linguistics, simply we will not go through the depth of the linguistics. We will simply define it in a very most adequate and very simple manner. Linguistic, simply we would say it is the systematic scientific study of the language. When we say it is the systematic and the scientific, systematic means when we are going to study the linguistic, we have to go through certain procedures. And when we say it's a scientific, where what we said that something is scientific does mean something that is proven throughout the world, that what can be proven at any corner of the world, it can said to be the scientific. And when we say it's a study of a systematic scientific, human or natural in a sense that human, it's a language is the production of the language, hence we say that it's a human or the natural one. Production of the human, hence we have said that it's a human science, even it has been included into the human science as well. And later we also said that language in general, when we talk about the linguistics, it is a systematic scientific study of human or natural language in general. Language in general does mean it can be studied, it can be. So when we say the linguistic, it is the systematic scientific study of a human or natural language in general. Systematic means it is studied through the certain procedure. Scientific, something that is the proven. We will study the things that are being proved through the different strategies into the linguistics. And human or natural, human in a sense that it is the production of the human beings. Language in general means linguistics can be studied of. Linguistics is a branch or something study of language that can be made for all the languages. It is not always obligatory or mandatory that a linguistic can only deal with the English or the Sindhi or other languages. It can be of any language. It's a language in general, study of language, systematic scientific study of language in general. And talking about the literature, when it comes to define the literature, so literature is based on the imagination. For suppose every person, it is based on the perception of the person. What does the person perceives from the society, what does the person sees from the society, and everyone has a different eye to see, and everyone has a different way to perceive. So literature can be defined into the different, sometimes it is also said that journalism in a hurry is also a literature, and simple, very basic definition that we can have for the literature is that something, a piece of the writing that is the aesthetic pleasure. Piece of writing that is the aesthetic pleasure. Aesthetic pleasure means any sort of the piece of the writing, and when it comes to the different genres of the literature, we will come to know that even any piece of writing that is printed is said to be the literature. So in a linguistics we will be covering the grammar portions, because it is the scientific study, means we will be giving the facts and figures regarding what the things are. For suppose if when we say that we are going to include the I into the third person singulars, or when we are there is another topics like we have the subject verb agreements, why do the such a verb carry the proper prepositions, these all things, why they are so, there are logics and the reasons. We can't say these are the logics, but they are the reasons behind these things. So these things will be dealt in the form of the grammar, and in literature we will be, I will try my best to, in order to have you a great deal of the knowledge regarding the literature, I will provide you certain sections regarding this, and topic will be taught sequence by sequence later this one. And thank you so much for watching our YouTube channel. I would request you all to subscribe our channel, to press the bell icon. It is the scientific study, means we will be giving the facts and figures regarding what the things are. For suppose if when we say that we are going to include the I into the third person singulars, or when we are there is another topics like we have the subject verb agreements, why do the such a verb carry the proper prepositions, these all things, why they are so, there are logics and the reasons. We can't say these are the logics, but they are the reasons behind these things. So these things will be dealt in the form of the grammar, and in literature we will be, I will try my best to, in order to have you a great deal of the knowledge regarding the literature, I will provide you certain sections regarding this, and topic will be taught sequence by sequence later this one. And thank you so much for watching our YouTube channel. I would request you all to subscribe our channel, to press the bell icon, so as you can get the new videos that we will be uploading one after another.